Oh, hi there. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my Legion of Everblight army that I'm going to be using against Sean tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, I'm taking Thagrosh, Prophet of Everblight, which I've never used before. So, we'll see how that goes. CARNIVEAN, Solid War Beast. I plan on pounding some Elven faces in repeatedly with this guy. He's always a solid War Beast. Rake, or Reich, or however you say it, cat-like dragon spawn. And the Nephilim Soldier I'm also taking, light War Beasts. And they're going to be kind of like my utility multi-purpose War Beasts. They'll just kind of sneak behind enemy lines when needed. Also taking a Shredder, he's just going to be for damage, soaking up when I don't want Thagrosh to bite the dust. And a Shepherd, he'll keep the beasts in line. Then I have the Strider unit with their unit attachment, and they're always glorious. Stealth, combined ranged attack, Pathfinder, advanced deployment. That's pretty nice. And I'll be taking some Blighted Ogren and their Warmonger War Chief. So some of the stuff I haven't ever used before, so we'll see how it goes. And I plan on being highly annoyed by Sean's pushing and pulling me around. That's all I'm really planning for right now.
Hello, Blue Table fans. Thought we would take a look at some figures as part of our studio update. Mike's been calling it Armies in Review. I'm not entirely sold on that, so let's check them out.
Armies on Parade.
Oh, Armies on Parade. Well, that's even worse. All right, so here we have a Greater Demon of Tzeentch.
I think you came up with that term. I was just following your terminology.
Not to be, really no modifications there. That's just an appetizer for this, a War Shrine of Tzeentch, all custom. I can't say enough good things about this. I like how it's painted. I like the conversion work. This is an example of some things that we've been able to do since we have an insane amount of bits and stock miniatures. Just bins upon bins and drawers, just piles of them. The body for this guy is from Rackham's line. I do believe it's a Griffin something or other. No, a Lion of Alahan body. Have no idea where the arms come from. These stylized wings come from Sanguinary Guard, and then these are Bretonnian footmen with all sorts of tentacles and stuff. This is a Skaven Screaming Bell piece there. These books and parchments and stuff come from the Empire set. This tapestry here is an Empire banner. So pretty much lots of different kits can oftentimes make for something really spectacular coming together. What we have here is an order for Dark Heresy characters. The client gave us just very, very general sort of parameters on them. Like a male Voidmaster, Grimdark, mercenary look. That's about all the like maybe 6 words of instructions per guy, and we just took lots of pieces from lots of different ranges, and this is what we came up with. So here's hoping the client likes them. These are on our Palace bases that we have created, and well, some industrial bases that we haven't put up for sale yet. And really not much more to say than that, other than, again, we have an insane number of bits, and so we can do orders like this. There's really not much to say here. This is just a chance to show the new Scourges kit, which is really fantastic. What impresses me now that I see them done is that with just a little bit of weight on the base, they actually stand up quite nicely, and that's because the model itself is so light. Their weaponry is graceful, alien. The kit comes with like a zillion different options. They really just are fantastic. This is our Wargamer standard, and this guy is a slightly higher level character piece where the client had specific requests for his armament. And there you go. There they are. Just wanted to show you a couple of my beloved Retribution Warjacks. This is my fave. This is one of the 3 heavies. It's called a Phoenix. And these are all magnetized, by the way. They have points on them. This guy has a sword. The Phoenix is... Oh, now I see what the problem is. His forearm is backwards. That's why it looked weird. The Phoenix is easily the best one, in my opinion, or else I'm not using the other ones correctly. But I do like this little shape, this sort of fluted thing on the back. And again, this one's magnetized. They can be magnetized to make all three options. And these are made of resin/plastic. Not sure exactly what it is, but they really are quite handsome figures. And I would encourage anybody to dabble in some retribution for their War Machine army. Again, we offer turbo armies. You know, while we're at it, why don't we take a look at a 35-point force. So average size games are played at 25. I don't think 25 is played so much as 35 or 50. And this is a 35-point army right here. It consists of 33 figures. Another service that we provide is we go to the extra effort to actually source all the figures. Privateer Press has some backlog now, but don't worry about that. I have a good half-dozen different sources to go to, and I will cobble it together. And in an ideal, well, in the world I'm creating for my clients, they don't even know what's going on behind the scenes in terms of making their order happen. I just take all of the difficulties of forming an army, and we take care of that. Was that a ramble? That was a ramble.
Okay. You good? Okay. So we've got...
You would include that.
Skaven Ninja A-Team. Let's see. So we've got Skaven Ninja. This is my closest to my Naruto pose. He's reaching behind, unsheathing a second weapon. I've got one with nunchucks. He's actually not holding them right, so the pose doesn't quite look right. If he were holding them right, the nunchuck would wrap around his body. I'm sure I'm the only one that cares. Okay, Fat Monk. Now we get into the cool stuff. This one's doing a jump kick, and he's wearing Geta. And I'm sure, you know, 12 people will correct me on the pronunciation, but I think that one's my favorite. This one's also got nunchucks. I was going to have him doing a flying sidekick. He's balanced on 2 fingers, but the head and the arm just kind of got in the way, and the arm was already extensively reposed. But it turned out well, since this guy, I think his flying kick is a little better with the staff. Okay, check out this pose. I envisioned him having 2 fingers up in that kind of position, and I'm like, I don't even know of a hand that does that. And then I went and looked, and the very first bit I found had 2 fingers up like that. If anyone knows the video game Suikoden, you may recognize the pose. This one's wearing samurai armor. The helmet was specifically requested. I think it's pretty close. I left some Skaven elements on it, so it's kind of grounded, but I think it looks pretty samurai-ish, which is a word now. Samurai-ish. Yeah. Samurai. Okay, and then here's the last, but not the least. A comma on a chain. He's not the best, but he's actually pretty high up there in the Ninja A-Team. He's got some mad skills. He flips around and wraps up your weapon with his little ball. Yeah, so I think they look pretty good together. There's some personality to the team.
All right, folks, this is just a sampler of a World Eaters army. This is Wargamer Standard. The client sent along bases, specialty bases for them, which I think have been carried to effect quite quite handsomely. I can't really recall the company. Right now, here's a Forge World limited edition Captain. They were selling these at Adepticon, for example. It was one per customer. Here's a unit of Assault Marines on foot and a unit of Terminators. All really, I love this color scheme. It's pre-heresy. And you also might note that the jaws should have a world in them. That was a client request to leave that out. A lot of times when you see things that seem unusual or off the beaten track in our videos or on the website, that is often a client request that they like it a certain way. And really, customization is a big part of the game. It's a lot of fun. Well, that's been Armies in Review, or whatever we're calling it. And so I hope you enjoyed and got your inspiration for the day.